I'm back! After listing the top 5 Chinese sedans and SUVs of 2024, I came to a profound realization. Not every car is a sedan or SUV. That meant some very fascinating and in fact downright strange Chinese vehicles that we reviewed in 2024 weren't able to make the cut. I consider this a true tragedy, so I concocted this final list, give those vehicles a chance to shine. Now, to reiterate, this only applies to cars that we reviewed on the channel in 2024. You got that? Are we clear? Okay. Here's Wheelsboy's top 3 strangest Chinese cars of 2024. Yeah, there's only 3 on this list. I could have stretched to include some other stuff, but I thought I'd go for quality over quantity. Welcome to Wheelsboy, where we cover the newest, coolest, and wildest vehicles from the Chinese car market. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Are you fascinated by the Chinese electric vehicles that we review here on the channel? Are you one of the people in the comments section of my videos who insists that I must be a paid shill because there's no way those Chinese EVs are anywhere near as good as they appear to be? If you answered yes to either of those questions, you are an ideal candidate for the Wheelsboy EV Tour. The Wheelsboy EV Tour is your opportunity to join us here in China to see, touch, and drive Chinese EVs instead of just looking at them through the screen of your device. You will get a guided tour of an international auto show from Wheelsboy host Ethan, aka me. At the show, you will get up close and hands-on with all of the coolest, newest debuts from Chinese brands. Even better, you will be getting behind the wheel of a fleet of Chinese EVs as we embark on a multi-day road trip through gorgeous Chinese landscapes. We've also got a few surprises thrown in just to make sure it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. To learn more about any of these events, including pricing and dates, contact us at tour@wheelsboy.cn. Spots are filling up quickly, so do not wait. Reach out now. We begin our journey into the strange with number 3, the Li Auto Mega. The Mega is the brand's first all-electric model and a technological tour de force. It was the fastest charging electric vehicle in the world when we reviewed it in January of 2024, with Li Auto claiming that it could add 500 kilometers of range in just 12 minutes. I tested it, and it managed to add 516 kilometers in 14 minutes. Not bad at all. With a drag coefficient of just 0.215, it's slipperier than any other MPV. In fact, its drag coefficient is lower than almost every other production vehicle on Earth, including sedans like the Porsche Taycan and Tesla Model 3 Highland. Of course, they accomplished that with styling that can only be described as dystopian. The Mega looks like the MPV that RoboCop would use to drop his kids off at soccer practice. From the front, it's a robot that's preparing to eliminate you. From the side, it's a troop carrier for space marines. And the red lights on the rear end look like a second robot that's prepared to finish the job if you somehow evade the one on the front end. It was very popular on the Chinese internet to compare the Mega to a coffin when it first came out. I don't really see what they mean, but maybe it's a cultural difference. By the way, there were some rumors that this topic was getting pushed by other Chinese automakers who weren't very happy about the Mega. But hey, those are just rumors. Once you get inside the Mega, however, it's just as family-friendly as every other Li Auto product, with big screens, comfy seats, and enough space that adults won't hold a lifelong grudge if they're asked to sit in the third row. That's because third row legroom is bigger than a long-wheelbase BMW 5 Series. Yes, there are long-wheelbase BMW 5 Series, but only here in China. So it's a killer robot on the outside and soft on the inside. Kind of like a reverse Terminator. Before we talk about the next vehicle on our list, we have to talk about pickup trucks. You see, here in China, pickup trucks are classified as commercial or freight vehicles. Not only does that mean they are banned from the center of many large Chinese cities, it also means they have to be scrapped after 15 years on the road. So they are inconvenient for anyone in a major city and have horrifically low long-term resale value. One company looked at this landscape and said, not only are we going to find a way around this problem, we're going to do it with an EV. And that's how we got the number 2 vehicle on our list, the Changan Nevo E07. At the touch of a button, the huge glass canopy of the E07 retracts, the tailgate drops down, and this fugly SUV transforms into a pickup truck with a real honest-to-goodness bed in the back. It's not a huge bed, measuring a little under 1 meter in length, and it's only rated to carry 300 kg, but since it's classified as an SUV in most cities, it can go wherever it wants, and it doesn't have to be scrapped after 15 years. It gets better because the partition between the bed and rear seats can be laid down for maximum cargo capacity, or a pretty darn nice place to sleep while camping. You can get the E07 with either all-electric or extended-range EV powertrains. The top-spec dual motor makes 440 kilowatts or 600 horsepower and rockets to 100 kilometers per hour in under 4 seconds. The inside is well appointed, if a bit barren. You get a big rotating screen, zero-gravity front-row seats, and a passenger screen that flips down from the roof for maximum viewing pleasure. So it's a pickup truck that isn't really a pickup truck, that's as fast as a sports car, but also has zero-gravity seats and costs less than 45,000 USD. Only in China, baby. And so we come to the final vehicle on this list. Not only was this the strangest vehicle we drove in 2024, it was easily one of my absolute favorites. Folks, let's talk about number 1 on Wheelsboy's top 3 strangest Chinese cars of 2024, the Zeekr Mix. Where do I even begin? Just like the Li Auto Mega from earlier, the Mix looks like it comes from the future, but an entirely different one. The Mega is dystopian and slightly disconcerting, a vehicle that would feel more at home being driven by the villain in a sci-fi epic than the hero. The Mix, on the other hand, is an adorable little electric pill that you might see tootling around in some Pixar movie, or shuttling friendly, smiling people around New York City in the year 2075. The effect is enhanced by the fact that the wheels are pushed to the very corners of the design, allowing it to have an incredible amount of interior space. The mad people behind the Mix managed to squeeze the wheelbase of a Mercedes-Benz S-Class into a car the length of a Honda Civic, and the resulting proportions are delightful. The EV powertrain has a single rear motor making 310 kilowatts or about 400 horsepower and a 0 to 100 of 6.8 seconds. It doesn't have fancy air suspension or constant damping control, and yet it rides very nicely, and pushing those wheels to the very corners of the car means that it actually feels quite competent when you hustle through twisty roads. Or at least more competent than you would probably expect. It's still a 2.7-ton electric MPV. Like the E07, the Mix also has some rather unconventional openings. The rear door is sliding, but instead of sliding on a track like the door on most MPVs, it swings out on top and bottom hinges, so it's really more like the door on a subway or a bus. The front passenger door operates in much the same fashion, making it incredibly easy to enter and exit. It also means it's one of those rare cars that looks even cooler with the doors open. But unlike the E07 and the Mega, which have wild exteriors and comfortable but pretty normal interiors, the Mix only gets weirder once you get inside. Both front row seats can spin up to 270 degrees, allowing them to face the second row when the car is parked. The center console can also slide forward and aft to fit whatever scenario you see fit. You can even turn the seats to face outwards. I can't fathom any reason you would need to do that, but this is a list of the strangest cars we've reviewed in 2024, not the most practical. The Mix wins not just because it's weird, but because it's good, and I'd actually want to own one. That's going to do it for our strangest Chinese cars of 2024. I probably could have called this Wheelsboy's top MPVs, but since we only drove those 2 MPVs last year, it wouldn't have been much of a list. Thank you so much for watching this video and all of our other videos. 2025 is shaping out to be a year full of strange vehicles, so be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss them.